Hey everybody. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of Cowboy coffee. I'm using so we're going to get a Trangia stove, Firebox, and this is actually a request from, I had for my Overland cook set, Trangia Model 25. Yeah, one of my friends wanted to see how to make Cowboy coffee, and I got a foolproof way of doing it. Works every time. Only requires a cheapo kettle here, not a kettle, coffee pot, not a percolator, not needed. You're not going to fill up, and I've learned the hard way on this. Up until these the filter, these holes here that help filter out grounds, but you're going to keep it below that, because when it starts boiling over, you don't want any coffee grounds being pushed out and through. So you got water for that, and for your coffee mug or whatever you got, just fill that up 3/4 of the way with water, and that'll you'll see how to settle out the grounds and everything. So we've got a Firebox here. This is it's heavy as all heck, but it's the stainless steel model, not the they came out with the other model, their titanium model, which is I guess going to be like 1/3 the weight. Doesn't matter. This doesn't go backpacking with me. So what we're going to do here, we're going to open this puppy up. We don't need this. We're not doing any wood fire in it. We'll close this up. Alright, so we're going to put this guy in. So these pegs here will be used to support the Trangia stove. Alright, and the other thing I'm going to get ready when, for making this up, is I'm going to put the simmer ring about half open, because I'm going to warm up the water first before putting in any coffee grounds. The coffee grounds are coarse ground. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sure they got some kind of cocaine in there or something, because nothing else compares for me. Well, in any case, so I got the coarse ground on that. Once you get it ground, use the coffee within 2 weeks, I think, is the recommendation. Not just for Dunkin' Donuts, but for any whole grain coffee grounds. You want to keep it as fresh as possible. Alright, so we're going to put that up. I don't want to blind you guys from seeing the action here. Now, typically, I just put in 1 ounce when I'm using it to cook, but because I'm boiling up or making up probably close to 1 liter of hot water here, I'm going to fill this up even. There's got to be at least like 4 ounces in there. Let me get this fired up here. And the idea on this, can't quite with the wind blowing here. We're going to turn this a little bit just so that. Alright, so we'll get this to. I just want to see if I could see a blossom here. There's plenty of head space. You can actually see. There's got to be a good inch and a half from the top up here down to. Yep, I can see the flames. I doubt you guys can. And just for extra support, I'm going to get the extra pegs on this. Alright, don't want this tipping over. Alright, so the first part of this, again, we just want to get the water warmed up. Just a little bit of steaming. And once we get to a point before boiling, we'll put in the coffee grounds. This is the part you probably don't need to see or care to see. Alright, so let me pause you up here. Alright, so we're back. Alright, so I had to put up a bit of a barrier. I usually have a windscreen at the ready, and I just didn't bring it out, so I just put up some of the bed sheets to, act as a windbreak. Alright, so you could see, or at least I think you could see, the steam coming up. So what we're going to do is pour in a couple ounces. This is a small pot. This is, I think it's a GSI 6 cup coffee. So we're going to put in probably a good 3 tablespoons. Not teaspoons, tablespoons. But maybe even 4. So the trick is, depending on how strong you want it, the more, so when it just gets to this side of boiling, I'll put the simmer ring on that. But just, we don't want it to boil, too quick. That'll scorch the coffee. And what else we got going? So once we get it boiling, we'll simmer ring it, and we'll let it sit, let it cook up for maybe 3-4 minutes. It is going to, well, actually closer to 5 minutes, I guess, once everything is said and done. And it is smooth. No grounds. There's a couple tricks. There's a channel, a YouTube channel, Cowboy Roland, I think is his name. And he had this great, there's all kinds of ideas out there of how to filter out the coffee grounds so they're not going into your cup. Because obviously it's not a percolator, and you're going to get, you could get coffee grounds, but there's a way of getting them to settle down to the bottom of the pot, so every cup is clean and is, with the timing and technique of cooking this up, it is just such a smooth cup of coffee. It's especially, it's a labor of love. We're going through a lot of, when I go backpacking, I take instant coffee, because, if you're hiking a lot of miles, you're not going to bring in a big setup. You just need to boil water, throw your grounds in, make up your instant coffee. I don't do that for this. If I'm doing overland camping, car camping, waking up with the birds, it's just my favorite time of the day is just waking up, and so it's the as the saying goes, it's the journey, not the destination. Although the big reward is the nice smooth coffee, cup of coffee, but the getting this together, shaking out the cobwebs in the morning. Morning dew is still on the grass, and you're hearing the birds waking up. Nothing beats it. All right, so let's see how close to boiling we are on this. Just give you guys a peek here. You can see everything is starting to settle in, and it'll be boiling soon enough, and then we're going to put the simmer ring on there. All right, I'll bring you back when we get to the next section of this. All right, okay, so we reached the point where it's boiling up, so we want that to simmer down a little bit. So add the simmer ring to the Trangia stove. It's fine if it initially boiled, but if you let it go, it's gonna start spilling out. And if you got a wood stove going or something like that, it's gonna potentially, which has happened to me, burn it out. So I just want to show you guys a quick pic. This is from my last overland. There you go. Hopefully this comes up pretty good. So that's it's a Bush Buddy biomass stove. So the difference between the two is, well, one, I got twigs and leaves and brush and acorns and pine cones, and that it'll burn up all that kind of stuff. And that's what I was using, to make up the coffee, because the whole reason why I use the Firebox or bring one or the other is that for the possibility I run out of fuel. So if I'm out for days, or a week, the chances are, I could run out on my canister fuel or my Trangia fuel, denatured alcohol. So if that happens, I go to whatever Mother Nature has provided. So that's what I end up with. So it's works out great. I got more versatility with the Firebox than I do on the Bush Buddy. But it's actually not the Bush Buddy. It's the who's the other guy? Solo Stoves, I guess, is the other one that makes it. We'll see how long this guy lasts. I've had it for the Solo Stove probably about 4 or 5 years. It's holding up good. It's got some wear, dings, the usual stuff when you're loading it up for camp and you're dropping it and losing it, and everything else that goes along with it. So we're about halfway, I guess, with the boiling process. Give it another minute or two. Maybe just let it run out the fuel on the Trangia stove. So we'll see. Love the smell. Love the sound it's making. So, just to recap real quick, the next step after this is we'll take it off the burner. I'm going to use cold water on the spout as well as on the edges, and that'll actually settle out all the coffee grounds to the bottom, and then it's a clean pour from then on. When I'm out in the camping or whatever the case is, that the simmering is great too, or even a canister stove, because you can dial that down just to a simmer. You keep it because it's typically me, just my pot. Although some of the guys that I go with may have forgotten their coffee or want to try some, and but typically I'll just want to try to keep it warm or hot, throughout the morning. So I'll refuel the Trangia stove, keep the simmer ring on it, just to keep the coffee hot throughout a couple hours. We'll take a peek here, see how it's doing. Oh, so you can see the coffee grounds on the spout, on the edges. So we'll get all that settled up in a minute or so. Hopefully this isn't a boring part for you guys, because this is actually therapy for me. Just relaxing. You don't have work to worry about. You're just making your coffee and listening to nature. Alright, let's give this a shot now. Alright, I'll take this guy off. And the only thing I'm going to do is take, this is just clean cold water. I'm just going to pour some on in the downspout. Okay, this isn't actually diluting the coffee. It's just there it gets heated up, and it's this same water that I'd be drinking that initially went into it. But it cleans it up for the coffee grounds. Okay, now we're set for the first pour. See how hot this is. All right, we're okay. Oh, tell me you don't like that sound. Alright. That's cheers, everybody. See how this came out. Oh man. Alright, that'll do it. And it's nothing to clean it out. You don't wash the kettle out with I keep calling it a kettle. You don't wash the pot out. Rinse it with water, wipe it out with a clean towel. But actually the coffee oils that stick to it, to the sides inside, that still make it through, kind of like builds up a patina, add some flavor for the next cups of coffee, and I'm sure that some of you guys will disagree with that. But that's okay. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.